Hey, it's me. I'm back to tell you about somebody that you need to check out. Somebody that's gonna give you a lot of value. Somebody that gave me value. I give value now. I give information. Somebody gave me the same thing, and I want you to check them out. The person is Gary Vee Check. Gary V is what he goes by. That's who you want to check out. That's who I was able to learn so much from. Gary V is he he probably loves social media probably more than me, right? And what he does, and I love social media a lot, but what he does is he talks. I'm reading one of his books now, entitled Crushing It. And I want to read the book before that, Crush It. And before, once again, just like I was saying with Alex Hormozy, before I even spent a dime on Gary Vee, because all I did was buy a book so far. But before that, I spent time. I spent time watching a lot of his videos, which I'm sure was more valuable to him than, me spending money on the book, right? Because the book was nothing but the views that he's going to get. He's going to get money out of that. And, that's one of the hustles that he's talking about. But the way he lays things out, right? And it's very simple. He told me about basically making sure that you just kind of be yourself and post. And that's the whole philosophy that he has. And it's a very simple philosophy, but it's one that a lot of people don't really pay attention to, which is that there is an audience out there for everybody. So the mother out there who doesn't have time and, needs, and is like, oh, I can't do social media. I can't do this because I don't have time. There is a whole bunch of people out there that would watch her get on social media and talk about how she doesn't have time while she's doing certain things and just recording it. It would take time to build that up. Sure, just like everything, it takes time to get good at it and everything. But it's just like, just do it. Just do it and see what happens. And the thing is, people doubt, saw this before, people will doubt that, their hopes and dreams, they'll achieve them when they do something every single day. And I said, the same thing I had heard in this video. I said it to this girl where I'm like, you wouldn't doubt if you were working out every day, no matter what. You would be like, yo, I'm going to get a good body if I'm working out every day. I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to be in shape if I'm working out every day. We never doubt what's going to be the outcome. We know the math. Why is that not the same with everything else? If you're doing something and you're putting in that work every single day without quit, you're just working on it. You may take a day off. You may fall back with it. Like right now, I'm working and I'm out here right after work trying to make sure that I get another video up because I want to put one up every single day. And why do we doubt that the outcome of doing something every single day consistently without fail is going to get us the goal or even just close to the goal that we're trying to get? Like, why do we doubt that? And that's kind of like his philosophy, which is just do what you need to be doing, work on your goal, put in the work, and you'll get what you want out of that. His philosophy also is that social media is, and he predicted a while ago how strong social media would be, and he has videos to prove it. His philosophy is that social media is the future. And it's just like me. I go probably a little bit further with that I think that it's just going to completely take over. He kind of seems like he feels like it's going to move from one thing to the other. I don't think that it's like, oh, social media is just going to die out. We have seen it in the past where certain things have just fallen off. Like there's no more like MySpace, and we don't see, a couple other things really as much anymore. I don't think that's going to be the case with things like Instagram and Facebook, maybe Facebook, but things like Instagram and TikTok and everything. I think that it's going to continue. These things are going to become the new TBS and the new TNT and the new ABC and Fox. I think that that's what's going to happen just because we found a new way to consume our iFood. Like we found a new way to consume that, and I think that that's what's going to take over. I really don't see, a lot of people are like, that they see it as the next thing is going to be what's it called? The next thing is going to be VR. I don't see that. I feel like it takes too much. I think that VR will probably be the thing if it starts to like move in with social media. Like I could see social media being like VR being the conduit, the avenue or the tool, right? the medium that's being used for social media, I can see that. But I couldn't see just like VR just taking over social media. Like, who wants to sit there with just something on their head the whole time? Or just to see like something other than the reality that they're in all the time. That, to me, that's too far off that you would just want to trade your reality for whatever that is. I could see you now consuming your social media through VR and being able to be more immersed in it, right? Not something that I really want, but we would have said a lot of things back then, right? We would have said the same thing about Uber, right? People driving Uber now, if somebody would have told you, hey, somebody's going to go pick up your food, bring your food to you, and it's going to be a complete stranger that's going to pick it up and bring it to you and drive it to your house. You'd have been like, no. You'd have been like, nah, I'm good. And look at us. If we just think of it from the lens of those of us who were old enough to remember when there was no Uber, if somebody would have said that to us back then, we'd be like, nah, I'm good. I'm good, bruh. I don't want no strangers bringing food to my house. How am I going to trust them? And look at us. We're in that situation. If we were to think about a lot of things and talk about it back then and say that this was going to be the future, we would have said no to it. But it's working. And we would have said to people that they're crazy and that you wouldn't even, like, you would invest, you wouldn't spend money on that. You would think it would fail. But it worked. It worked. And these are the things that Gary Vee is talking about, that that these things are the future, and that especially businesses, I feel like he's more talking to businesses, but I also feel like he talks about B2B and B2C, business to consumer and business to business, consumer to, I learned a lot of those terms from him, and a lot of the things that I'm able to do now and that I've been successful with, I got it from like the playbook of Gary Vee. And I also like the way he delivers it. Check out a lot of his stuff and go see exactly what he's talking about. If you're somebody who is, especially if you follow me, if you're on my channel, you're somebody who likes to succeed and achieve and learn and grow, this is the way to do it. Get on there, search Gary Vee, and find out more about him and the things that he's talking about. And, if I'm wrong, right, and you feel like, oh, it's a fraud, or I don't think the guy had as much value as it, let me know. I'm always open for discussion. There's a lot of people get on my posts and comment and say things, and they're very emotional, but I'm open to hearing everybody's opinion. I always am. And I like to debate. I like to argue. I'm always right, so that's why I like to argue so much. But listen, I want to hear from you guys. So, let me know what you think about Gary Vee. And as always, keep learning and keep going.